Welcome, gaming fans, to a special edition of my PS3 top 20 games in my collection that I feel are the top 20 games on the system as a whole. I usually collect games that I really love, so most of the games in my collection are actually games that I will play over and over, but these 20 today are ones that I think really deserve the spot in the greatest of all time for PS3. And we're going to start with a title called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Man, the nostalgia of this, of the first-person genre, just comes gleaming back in as I look at this cover. This is the Game of the Year edition. The servers are still up for this game. Not that there's a lot of people on, but servers are up, and this one was a blast. I loved it. It comes in the 20th spot for me out of these 20 that I've selected today. So coming into the 19th spot, we have a fun one because this game is getting a remaster on the PS5, and I believe it's on limited run, and it will be available on August 3rd. I believe there's only 1,000 copies of it. It's a collector's edition. You'll have to check it out online, but it's a collector's edition that includes a gun and some other cool stuff, a soundtrack and some other cool stuff. So, and then a complete remaster of this game, which was one of my favorite games on the PS3 by far. It's got humor, it's got blood, it's got guts. It's just a lot of fun in a lot of different ways. It's a hell of a trip, just like the back says. Very, very cool game. Always loved this one. Thought it was going to be really, really fun that they remastered this. So only problem is that remaster is going to run you like 200 big ones. So if you're willing to drop that kind of money on one game, there you go. But this one is my 19th spot in my PS3 collection. For the 18th spot, I'm going to go ahead and bring in this game here, Sniper Elite 3 Ultimate Edition. I really had a lot of fun with the Sniper Elite game series, and this one was no exception. It was amazing, very well done. Man, just very addictive gameplay, very visceral. You know, you get to see the X-ray cams when you're doing the sniping. Just a really fun overall game on the PS3. Graphics are pretty good on it as well. This one I had a lot of fun with, and it definitely deserves a place for my 18th spot in my PS3 collection. For 17th place, we are coming in hot with God of War 3. And of course, this is the original release of the game. There was a remaster done on PS4, but this game blew me away. It was something special on the PS3. The graphics were sick, the gameplay was sick, just tons of violence, tons of like cinematic type stuff going on. You know what game reminded me of this one a little bit when I first played it recently was Spider-Man 2. I know that's weird because Spider-Man 2 is not the type of game you would think that would remind me of God of War, but it did because of that opening sequence fighting Sandman. I mean, that was insane. This was kind of the same type of thing, just big fights, big cinematic stuff going on. God of War 3 deserves the 17th spot in my collection. These are all subjective, of course. Everybody has different opinions, but I think God of War is definitely in the running for top 20. And in 16th place, we're going to come in with The Club, a Sega game, and one that kind of flew under the radar for a lot of PS3 gamers. So guys, if you're a PS3 collector, I recommend getting The Club. It's fairly cheap still, and this game is really something unique. I felt that this really was a cool feel with the timer and the point system, and that was just you know, something fresh and new, and they did it so well. It was executed very nicely. The Club, guys, is a kind of a hidden gem also on the PS3. I recommend picking this up as soon as possible if you do have a PS3 and giving it a shot and just spending some time with it because it is a blast. The Club is 16th place. And for 15th place, we do have The Darkness Part 2. I liked The Darkness Part 1 a lot, guys, but The Darkness 2 took it to new visceral levels, and I loved it. It was brutal, it was violent, just lots of guy fun, you know. This is definitely a guy's game, not a woman's game whatsoever. But for the guy in me, I think this game was stellar. It was fantastic, just a bloody good time in the best way. And I really wish they would remaster this. I like the first one, like I said, but this one was a new level, and I love this game. So I do recommend it for anyone who likes the gritty violence and the dark stuff, you know, because this is The Darkness 2. We're at 14, and this game should make everyone wet because this one was killer. Bethesda Studios here with ZeniMax did this game, and man, this is a third-person romp will not soon forget. And I always come back to this every year. It seems like I'll play this a little bit. There are some spots in it that are extremely tough, but for the most part, this game was done very well and very fun to play. Of course, you're going to get PS3 graphics with it, but I wish they would remaster this one too. This one would be a lot of fun in a remaster, but good times right here. And for Lucky 13, we are coming in with Far Cry 3. Oh yes, guys. In the Far Cry series, I've played every one of them, and this is my favorite. I know that it's not everyone's favorite, but this is a pretty well-known Far Cry game, and for good reason. This is a nice open world, colorful game. Again, graphics were amazing for this system. Far Cry 3, guys, is another level of open world, just fun shooter, first-person shooting action, and had a pretty cool, decent story too, actually. There you go. There's Far Cry 3. That one deserves the spot for sure. I spent hours and sunk hours into this game, beat it, and loved every second of it. For my 12th spot, we are talking about a game called Saints Row the Third. You know, certain franchises like Saints Row and Far Cry, they have certain gems in them, and this is the gem for Saints Row. I played the new one, didn't really like it that much, but this one, man, this is a new level of purple, I can't even say the word on YouTube. Purple something slinging action. You know what I'm talking about, guys. The ones who know, they know. It's all purped out. It's purple in this one. Purple's the color, and that's my favorite color. So, you know what? Saints Row the Third was good on so many levels. Just blatant disregard for reality. And this was a blast. Every second of it felt like a satire of Grand Theft Auto 5 or something, maybe. It was just really well done. Saints Row the Third definitely deserves this spot and will always be a love interest of mine. So, who holds the 11th spot? Well, it's another fairly well-known game. This is Call of Duty World at War. You know, this is my favorite Call of Duty game of every one this is the hidden gem of Call of Duty right here. And the reason is it's World War II fighting. So already that's just, I love that feel. I love that era. The guns were cool. It was very visceral. This one had some stuff in it that most of the Call of Duties didn't do yet. So it was very gritty and very dark, and I loved that. And I love the zombies on this. Oh man, another level. Like the Doris level zombie was fantastic. I played that for I don't know how many hours with one of my best friends, and we just had a blast and had the best time we could have as cisgender men here. So there you go, guys. Call of Duty World at War is definitely a gem in the series. I love it. I've always loved it. They do have the re-release on PS4 and 5, I believe, of the extra level for Doris. I can't think of the name of it right now. The Giant, I think it's called. Yeah, The Giant. Been playing that. Love it too. They remastered that level with such love and care. But this one, guys, is one to look out for in the Call of Duty franchise. If you're going to play any of them, start with this one. So for the 10th spot in my PS3 collections that I just adore, this one's kind of a pricey SOB, guys. This one's up there in value. So can anyone guess? Should I play the Jeopardy theme for you? No, I don't think I'll subject you to that. So let's just move on in with Best of the PlayStation Network, Volume 1, which is actually really funny because they never even made a Volume 2. So there you go. This one includes When Vikings Attack, Sound Shapes, Tokyo Jungle, and Fat Princess, which are really all great games. And that's why it holds the 10th spot, because this one went to places I didn't think I would spend so many hours with. So there you go. Vikings Attack was great. Just a ton of mindless fun. Sound Shapes was probably my least favorite, but still great. Tokyo Jungle is a classic. Fat Princess, again, just wasted hours and hours on that playing this. But you'll pick this up for around between $60 to $80, I would imagine, at this time. This one's up there in value, but very worth your time. And if you happen to see it or snag it, I definitely recommend it for you. This one is a keeper. We're getting down to the final 9, guys. We're coming in with Battlefield Bad Company in 9th place here. So this is the Ultimate Edition. I chose this one because it is the gem of the Battlefield series. And there are gems in every series, and this is the one for Battlefield. It's Bad Company 2, guys. This one had some of the best sniping, no, the best sniping I've ever experienced in a video game, and I will never, ever forget it. I loved this game and played this for hours on end, and brings back so many memories. I think the servers are still up for this. Again, finding people to play with might be an issue, but very fun stuff, guys. Battlefield Bad Company 2 is up there in the ranks. We're gonna dig down until we get to the depths of hell to pull up number 8, which is Dantes Inferno. Man, this game, whoo, I love that it's by Visceral Games, because that kind of describes what you get with this game. This is a visceral and not for the faint of heart. Basically like those lost scriptures in the Bible that they were talking about hell with. That's what I'm talking about, guys. This one was dark and evil and fun as hell. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Better than God of War 3, in my opinion. But this is, you know, God of War 3 was fantastic in its own way, but this one, man, this one brought to life this genre for me, the hack and slash genre, and I'll never forget this game. It just had a cool story, had a cool game feel. It was fairly easy for the most part, I thought, but it was definitely worth your time and a play. Pick this one up before you can't anymore. I think it's pretty available, so you'll probably be able to get this just about anywhere, you know, online. So there you go, Dantes Inferno, Divine Edition. I know, I admit, I'm kind of a weird guy, so for 7th place, I'm going to bring you a game that you probably don't expect me to bring in here. But man, I just had the goofiest time playing this, and I can't get over how good Tornado Outbreak was by Konami. Wow. I mean, to beat out Dantes Inferno? Are you kidding me? This game was a lot of fun, though. I had a blast with it. It's like on those types of games of like the PlayStation Network style games that are just way addictive and that just suck you in, literally suck you in. This game was awesome, guys. Tornado Outbreak is rare. It's hard to get. I think these go for like 40 or 50 bucks or maybe more at this point in the PlayStation 3's life cycle. But man, this one's worth it. I do recommend getting it if you haven't played it yet. It's a keeper for sure, and it will suck you right in. This one's an F4 for sure. Great game. In 6th place, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to bring you guys a game, about 3 of them actually. Half-Life 2, Team Fortress 2, and the original Portal game. The reason this is here is because of Portal mostly. That game was just on another level of thought, and I loved it. It was just well done. You know, good fun for anyone to play Portal and to get your mind kind of cranking a bit. It was a lot of fun, guys. Half-Life 2, amazing also. Team Fortress, good online. I liked it. Everything here I loved, so I got to bring this one in and cheat a little bit and say that it's that it's in my top 6 there of best games on the PS3. But there you go, the orange box. A little harder to find as well, but you can pick this up I think for around 20 to 30 bucks maybe. So give it a shot, see if you can find it. The Portal's the best reason to buy this though. Fantastic game all around. I'm a little bit biased toward unique games, so for the 5th game in my collection video that I feel is my favorite on PlayStation 3, we're going to come in with a bumdinger. A bumdinger? Oh no, it's a humdinger. A bumdinger, really, that's interesting. I don't know where I got that. All right, El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron. I don't know where they got that. I mean, really? Who comes up with these names? UTV Ignition Games brought us a very unique hack and slash game that I don't feel anyone has given the proper love to. Well, maybe the collectors like myself and like some other people I know, but this game was excellent. Just puts you in a different world that you don't expect when you go in. And it's religious in a sense, I guess, which is, you know, interesting to me in its own right. But El Shaddai, guys, this one, if you like action games and very unique action games, hack and slash type style stuff, you're going to love this. This has a style all its own. for sure, it is the bomb biggity. And in fourth place, everyone should know that these games would be in my top 4, but fourth place will come to Fallout New Vegas by Bethesda, of course, and the company that took over for a little bit, Obsidian. Yes, Obsidian has their role in this game as well. This is the slipcover version of Fallout New Vegas, and yeah, I mean, okay, so the new show's out, right? Let's talk about that for a second. Yeah, I think it was good. I didn't love it though, and that's where I was a little bit disconcerted here, because I love the games. The games are some of the best games I've ever played. This is the Ultimate Edition, by the way. Don't mean to brag or nothing, but there you go. Has all that stuff right there to the right. So yeah, guys, Vegas is definitely a game that I recommend for anyone who likes that open rogue world feel. Yeah, it's so good. So good. Kind of short compared to the other Fallout games I've played, but definitely worth your time and comes in number 4 for me. So I bet you're all thinking, what did this whack job pick for number 3, right? What did I pick for number 3? So, well, let me give you a hint. I'm coming back to a franchise I already talked about. And it's funny because this is the first one in my collection video critique here that I feel has come around and actually had another addition into this top 20 list of mine. Yeah, it's none other than Portal 2. Yeah, I talked about the first one too because it's that good, and this one is that much better than the first one. I loved this one. Graphics were on par. Story was cool. The gameplay was something so unique and so inviting and addictive and made you feel a little bit smart after you were done. So I can't complain about that. I'm a pretty dumb guy. So this really brought out the intelligence level, and my IQ just, went up a notch. It was amazing. This game, whoo, one of the better games on the system. If you don't have this yet, run like this robot's doing. I don't care if you have a head or not. Just run to the store to get it. I know what store's going to have it, right? Maybe a pawn shop? Yeah, maybe if you're lucky. Go online, guys. This one will be online, and it's not that expensive, so there you go. Number 2 spot, guys. This one pained me because it was almost my number 1 spot, but it can't be. It just can't be because there's one that's better. There is one that's better, but here you go, guys. And I know this is going to rub a lot of people wrong because not a lot of people even know what this is. But this one is the last in the Telltale series that was just the most stellar point-and-click story-driven game that I've ever played. Fantastic. And this thing is cheap as nails, guys. You could go pick up a handful of nails and pay as much for those as you would this. So, The Wolf Among Us, guys. Wow. This was an original story. This was visceral and dark and weird and comic book-esque and just everything that you don't expect out of this game, you got. So, bravo to The Wolf Among Us. And no good. Oh, man, I'm a little bit upset that Telltale cut this series off and went out of business for a bit. I hear they're coming back to do the second one. I've heard a lot of rumors based around that. So I'm really hoping those rumors are true, or that someone else is going to take the torch and make part 2 to this, because I have been waiting for way too many years at this point. Wolf Among Us 2, in every respect, deserves the 2 spot. And the sounds of celebration bring us to the number 1 game on the PS3, and in my opinion, the number 1 game in the world. I'm just gonna say it. I said it. Now what? Fallout 3. That's the only game that exists and should exist if there were no other games in the world. Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition in particular is the best game. Sorry, it's not one. It is the best game I've ever played in my entire life. This is the first print, guys. Slipcover edition that actually opens up. I'm kind of proud to have this thing. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, man, this game, guys. It's an experience through and through. I've turned on multiple friends to this game before the show came out even. And I think that I've really changed lives. Yeah. Yeah. I used to work at the hospital and thought I was changing lives there. But I think that this was more of a life-changing event for my friends and for myself than actually, taking patients and helping patients out of the hospital. There, I said it too. I said that too. Fallout 3, guys. Game of the Year edition. Mothership Zeta. Oh, I'm drooling back here. If I drool anymore, I'm going to ruin my camera. So I better let you guys go. But hey, thanks for joining me for my PS3 top 20 list of my favorite games on the system. Guys, I'll do this for PS4 also one day. I'll do this for PS5 one day. Yes, you're going to see more of these. So please please subscribe to my video if you do like these videos. I'm going to do a lot of stuff coming up. There's actually a PS4 thing I'm going to do again with you where I'm going to show you 10 rare and unique games, and I'll have lots of volumes of these guys because I just hooked myself up with PS4 games. So please stay tuned for that. Please subscribe, and I promise you, you're going to hear some cool content, and you're going to see some cool games you've never even heard of. There you go, guys. Thanks again for joining me with my PS3 video, and I will see you around. Peace out.